of this one, and it starts with look at our crew with the Hoff, with the major photo op before the game. Blake Griffin, good start. 13 points in the first quarter.
He's played fantastic this entire series.
Yeah, that was great. There's bully ball, and then his ability to just get out on the break.
Oh, my goodness.
Is second to few.
On the defensive end, Chris Paul forcing the San Antonio turnover and then finding DeAndre Jordan.
You know, this is Lob City.
Oh,
They
my
create
gosh.
turnovers. That's what they're going to do. DeAndre, one of the best big men that runs the floor, and one of the best finishers.
Yeah, the reaction of Steve Ballmer, and then Patty Mills, 4-point play.
That's just not a good, smart play right there.
Austin
When he hit that
Rivers
shot,
with the
Ken, I
foul.
know he was going to be on tonight.
Part of a 22-3 run for San Antonio. So at the half, it's 54-53 Clippers. Third quarter, Pop goes to the hack of Jordan for 2.5 minutes or so.
I mean, honestly, and then they went on up about 4 or 5. This is the strategy that honestly is working.
Yeah, he went
it's
5 out of
really
10. Yeah, and the Spurs would increase the lead. And look at Tim Duncan.
Going to work. Old man Riverwalk just turned 39. A lot of people was concerned about his minutes, but not there. Fabulous game tonight by old man Riverwalk.
Open man is Patty Mills, who drains that three.
That pass and that shot is the plays of the game for me.
Bossy
That,
awesome.
that pass, it happens again later on in the game, and Barksdale gets the same. But Tim Duncan to be able to make that pass as he catches it in the middle of the floor, that's big.
So Pop makes Doc blink, and he takes Jordan out of the game.
Got him. Dunk that.
And yeah, Duncan just beats Big Baby to the rim.
Big baby.
74-69.
Ooh.
Baby.
Big
Turns
Baby
around.
actually played well.
Yeah, he had
today.
some good minutes
He had
in
some
there
good
for sure.
minutes.
78-77 Clips. Let's go to the fourth quarter. The game was tied going to the fourth. What a move here by Chris Paul.
Stutter.
Chris
Stutter
Paul,
butter.
he played his little heart out tonight. Got to get a young guy. Well, he's not young.
And well, he got a big heart, too.
Yeah,
88,
he got a big heart.
88-85 on the Paul move. And then Tony Parker to Tim Duncan.
They've been doing that for years. Perfect execution. DeAndre stepped up to Tony. Drop it off.
Spurs 91-90.
Oh.
DeAndre up
Ooh,
top.
Rip it down, DeAndre. Just rip it down.
Cuts the San Antonio lead to 1.
I didn't like this play right here.
Watch Kawhi Leonard get the tip.
You can't throw that ball onto your own basket. Then you factor the T in with that also.
Yeah, and Green would make the free throw. Put the Spurs up by 4.
But you don't throw that ball onto your own basket.
So Paul with the T. 4-point lead. Tim Duncan. 100-94.
And to me, this next play I believe that we have was one of the biggest plays of the game because it gave them the cushion they needed. Right here, knockdown, that penetration pitch to the corner. Diaw hits the 3.
How about this one by Diaw as he looks at the shot clock and then beats it?
That's called luck on him.
Good recognition.
Good
though.
recognition.
Yeah, but even though they had a 7-point lead, the Clippers still, Chris Paul. Yeah. Great play
Gets
right
the contact from Duncan, and it goes.
You don't see what I'm saying, Chuck? But it gave them that cushion that they always had to come back
But
from.
I'm saying they still had a.
Give me that.
This
Oh,
was a
don't
great
give me that too.
block on Griffin.
Great block
Great
right
block.
there.
All ball. And then Spurs get possession. 108-107. Time running out. Three-pointer ices it, but it's short by Danny Green. So here's a shot for the Clips. And watch DeAndre Jordan. That ball's on the rim.
So it's a good call.
Basket interference.
You know what's interesting? They do that play so often. I don't understand why he didn't lob that one.
Yeah, because it was Tony Parker was on the side.
Yeah.
That would have been an easy
He
dunk.
do it, and they do it so often. But hindsight is 20/20.
That's what they say. No basket.
And this
Remains
was
108-107.
and this was another big play. Reggie's 100% right. Matt Barnes has got to get this free throw.
Kawhi Leonard came from the other side to get it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's Matt Barnes' rebound. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, Spurs corral the offensive board on the missed free throw, and they corral game 5 on the other guy's floor.
It's a
111
two-point game.
to 107.
But see, here's the problem. You can't put DeAndre Jordan in there.
I understand.
Because if he's the best rebounder, but if he missed, he's going to get fouled right away. So the problem was you couldn't have DeAndre in there.
But I'm saying
you can't get the rebound.
I agree. You got to get that rebound, Kenny.
21 and 11 for Tim Duncan. Kawhi with 18 and 9. Manu Ginobili had 14 on the night. Blake Griffin with a 30-point, 14-rebound game. Not enough.
Wow.
The bench telling the story. 48 to 17, the San Antonio bench outscores the Clipper bench. Also, the Clippers go 1 for 14 from 3 in the game, and they missed 16 free throws as a team on the night. They fall 111-107. Short time ago, Doc Rivers.
I thought our guys played hard tonight. Did make some shots. You know, I thought there were stretches we could have moved the ball better. But when you look at the score, when you go 1 for 14 from the 3 and you still score 107 points, that means you did a lot of good things too. Guys, I don't complain much. I thought we got some really tough calls tonight, some brutal calls. You know, the travel on Blake, the goaltend on Matt, which wasn't a goaltend. You know, you think about the playoffs and their single possession games. Those possessions, those were crucial. JJ's, the foul that got them the basket, got them up. JJ didn't touch anyone, you know, and so it's not why we lost, but those were big plays for us.
You just touched on it, but during the course of the game, I mean, how much did that take you out of the game?
I don't know. It's just, you know, listen, the refs are trying hard too, but God darn, even CP's Tech, I still don't have the explanation for that, and I want to find that out because when they make a shot, you have to throw it to the ref to get the ball back, and he got a tech for it. So I'm just not sure of some things, and I got a team in there that played their heart out, and they're frustrated a little bit. They're frustrated at themselves because at the end of the day, it's always our fault, you know. But they're frustrated at other stuff too, and in a game like that with that magnitude, there should be no frustration that way at all.
A lot of frustration on that side, but a lot of that self-imposed when we talk about the three-point shooting and the free throw.
When a basket goes in, you don't throw the ball to a referee.
That's a new rule they put in. Put it in today, Kenny.
Ball goes in,
I talked to the commissioner. They put it in today.
Yeah, you don't throw it to the referee.
You know what?
You know, Ernie, Chuck talks about this a lot, the jump shot. Live by the jump shot, die by the jump. I felt they relied on the jump shot way too much, especially the three-point shot. And in the fourth quarter, I know Blake had a great game, but Blake still has to impose his will on the opponent. So, you know, to sit there and say we had tough calls, if you do what you're supposed to do, it should never be left in the hands of the referee. So you can't shoot 1 for 14, and Blake and Chris have to impose their wills. And then, you know, when the Spurs starters are not playing well, to allow the bench to outplay you, something has to be done about that.
You know, I said this last week, and obviously Doc Rivers don't have to listen to me. I think he needs to try to play Spencer Hawes because I think this team goes into a funk. If they're going to do the Hacker Jordan thing, I think he got to try something different. I mean, what's the weird thing about doing the same thing over and over, hitting yourself in the head? You just can't keep doing it. I think they need to try to put Spencer Howes in the game. He can make a shot. He's a decent rebounder because this team – mentally, I think mentally more than anything, Ernie, when teams start doing the Hacker Jordan, I think it screws with them mentally, to be honest with you.
And I was surprised that San Antonio didn't go through to it when they were up 103, I think 96, because, you know, then Jordan got two dunks after that. But it was like 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, 3:34 actually. And
yeah, it was 103-96 at that point.
And I thought that right then, you go to that Hacker Jordan again, and then all of a sudden, you know, you put that pressure on him. But I guess he felt they were in offensive rhythm. He didn't want to take them out of it. But, you know, it's been a ploy that's worked. Yeah. So regardless of it, and I agree with Reggie.
I understand you saying it's work, but if they don't go 1 for 14, you know, it's still a close game. So, you know, you can't always look at the missed free throws and say if we would have hit a free throw. If they would have hit 2 more threes from the jump shooter. No,
but meaning it's worked in this regard, Shaq. I mean, like, at the time he used it in the first half, it was 63 all. And after he stops using it, they're up 5. They use it in the other game. They're up 7. So it's working to get a momentum run. Not saying it's working to win the game, but it's helping you get a momentum run and to stop someone else's momentum every single time.
It stops
it brings them.
It stops the Clippers' runs more than anything.
Yeah, five straight possessions of DeAndre Jordan at the foul line, going 5 for 10. Real quick before we head to break, that's a lot of Clipper talk. Put into perspective this Spurs win and what they were able to do, winning on the other guy's floor for the second time in a series.
It was impressive. It was very impressive. But let me just tell you this. The Spurs were impressive, but this was just a heck of a basketball game. One play here or there goes back to game 2. But I was impressed with the Spurs. But, man, this is just a monster series. I mean, with the exception of one game.
Yeah, that first game in San Antonio.
One play. I mean, if doesn't mean like that tip counts, it might be a different outcome. But Doc said it the best. You're going to have to beat the Spurs. They're not going to beat themselves. They don't make mental mistakes. But listen, they got to get some out of that bench, Ernie. If you're losing 48-17, because the Spurs the Clippers clearly have a better starting 5. But if you're getting beat 48-17, you can't win. That's at home. Yeah. Your bench guys should play better at home.
Yeah. Greg Popovich, by the way, when the Spurs are in a best of 7, tied at 2, is now 12-3 in game 5s. And tonight,